We are now getting closer and closer to Spider-Man. We're 19 days away. 19 days away from the first public screenings of Spider-Man Brand New Day. And as we start to get closer, there are the long-range box office forecasts. Then as you get within a couple of weeks, they put out their next updated box office forecast. That's where we are right now. And then a few days, probably about a week before its opening weekend, we get the final projections. Well, the updated projections of Spider-Man Brand New Day are now out, and they're looking pretty good. As I go over and take a look at Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, you'll all remember, had an insane opening weekend of $260 million. Now, as of right now, the new projections are saying that Spider-Man Brand New Day, as of right now, are still under what Spider-Man No Way Home was. And of course, Spider-Man No Way Home very nearly joined the $2 billion club. It made about 1.9, 1.91, 1.92 billion dollars. It's one of the highest grossing films in history. But the projections have bumped up. Now, again, like most things, different outlets are projecting different numbers. The lowest number I am seeing right now being projected, and this is everybody saying the bottom, is about 190 million, with the absolute ceiling being 250. So, anywhere around there is what they're saying Spider-Man No Way Home could be, which would easily and clearly devastate the current thing. Because right now, the biggest opening weekend of the year, I think, is Toy Story, which is, I think, what was it, 160 something million opening weekend. Super Mario, I think, had something like 130. Michael had somewhere around 90, something like in those ballparks.
Yeah, 160 for Toy Story.
160 for Toy Story. So it's going to obliterate the biggest opening weekend of the year so far, absolutely obliterate it. The question now is, by how much? How big is this movie actually going to open to? And I know we feel like we've got to have this conversation every couple of weeks, because the numbers now come out. And before, the ceiling they were saying was around 220. Now they're saying the ceiling could be around 240, 250. So it keeps nudging up. And, it's particularly interesting when you think about where the movie industry has been for the past 5 or 6 years, especially coming out of the pandemic. And some people thought, understandably so, that we would never again see, as we were just coming, especially fresh out of the pandemic, and the movie theaters were just opening again, and it was really tough getting people back into the movie theaters. There were a lot of people who believed, understandably so, that we would never again see a day when we're talking about a movie maybe opening to $200 million. That we're talking about a movie that could possibly challenge for 2 billion. A lot of people thought those days were behind us, long gone and far behind us. And again, I don't blame anybody for those thoughts. But I think also we fail to appreciate, Rob, when we're looking at tracking and we're seeing numbers like this for a movie, which is just absolutely nuts, to the point that there are actually some people, Rob, who still believe that Spider-Man will make more money than Avengers Doomsday, which I think is lunacy. I think Doomsday is easily going to handle Spider-Man. Of course, all things depending on how they turn out. But so, Rob, my question is for you now. We've seen the updated revised numbers on the projections. We've had some more time. We've had another trailer come out since the last time.
Yep.
How are you feeling right now about where the projections are, and ultimately how big of an opening do you think Spider-Man Brand New Day can actually have?
Well, in a way, the Spider-Man franchise, since it began in 2002, you have 3 Tobey Maguire movies, 2 Andrew Garfield movies, and this is the 4th Tom Holland movie. I mean, everybody loves Spider-Man. As far as a beloved character goes, and this movie looks like it's been brought down to earth. They've got rid of the Tony Stark mentorship thing, so he's really his own man. I think you're going back to the stripped down version of Spider-Man, where he truly is. They even make a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man joke in the trailer. I think this movie is going to be huge. I think because this movie, like the Toy Story franchise, uh, it is a franchise that even when it gets a little goofy, like Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3, it still delivered the fun. You never walked out going, "No, that sucked." Maybe some people did, but I mean, it was still fun. You still have a great time watching Spider-Man do his thing because there's some wish fulfillment there. We are, John, all of us, Spider-Man, and from the time you put your underoos on to now, if I put underoos on, I'd probably jump off my bed pretending I'm swinging around, even though I'm almost dead. And I think that this is a franchise that is probably going to do even exceed expectations. And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to say that.
So let me ask you to put a number to it, like right now, and we'll let you revisit this as we get closer to the release. But as of right now, where do you see Spider-Man opening?
207.
All right. You know what? Usually you go higher than I do. I'm going to go a little bit higher. I already had this number in my head. I'm going to go 210. I think it opens to 210. I don't think it reaches Spider-Man No Way Home. Again, it's just missing too much. Marvel isn't on the same hot streak as it was when No Way Home came out. It's not coming right on the heels of Endgame like No Way Home was. There's still not quite as many people going to the movie theaters as there were when No Way Home does. Like all that and you don't have the Andrew and Toby factor as well. But I still think it's going to be massive. It's going to be one of the biggest openings of the year, one of the biggest openings of the past 5 years. I'm going to say 210. For now, I'm going to say 210. Actually, Jonathan, I haven't asked you, you got a guess on this about how big Spider-Man is actually going to open up in theaters here on its opening weekend?
I think it's fair to say that it's in the low 200s, but the thing that throws
there are
me
ninjas.
Off,
there are ninjas.
There's ninjas.
I know.
They just need to add some dinosaurs. The thing that's throwing me off on this,
you don't know that they haven't.
The overwhelming response. The overwhelming response to the trailers. I mean, the views on the trailers have been massive. That doesn't mean that's going to equate 1-to-1. It won't. I mean, it could be 220. I'm going to go 220.
Okay, so you're going to go higher than the rest of us. So Rob's going.
I'm just going to bet big. I'm betting big here, admittedly, but I'm going to go 220.
So we're in order here. We're going from there to you. 207, 210. You're going 220. All right, let's revisit this whole thing. Somebody's saying, Don, rewatchability. Yeah, but rewatchability usually comes into play the following week. Not the exact, not 5 hours later, because it's probably going to be all sold out opening weekend. Guys, Question is for you. What do you think about this? The latest rounds of projections, the second to last one we're going to get on Spider-Man, are now come out and it's bumped up. It's trending upwards. Now they're saying anywhere between like 190 and 250 at the absolute ceiling. I don't see 250, but I do see 210. Jonathan thinks as high as 220. How big do you think this movie can open to? Whatever you guys think, jump down in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.